Now I'm starting to recording this webinar. Today in the webinar, we will talk about the admissions to the GEC programs. It's mainly 4 master programs at the GEC and Ph.D. programs that are accepting students in this academic year. My name is Aidana Sirgebayeva. I'm a senior manager for academic and student affairs at GEC, and I'm here today to talk about the admission criteria, the admission process, and any questions that are related while you become student at the GEC. So let us start our presentation. So for some of you who are not familiar with the Nazarbayev University, let me share a short information about the Nazarbayev University. It was founded in 2010 by the initiative of the first president of the country, Nursultan Nazarbayev, and his name is actually the name of the university. The language of instruction in the university is solely English, and in 2016, it became a research university status. For nowadays, we have more than 500 faculty members, and 90% of them have PhD degrees. Okay, let me ask to mute yourselves. Okay, I think I have done it. Okay. And also for nowadays, we have more than 6,000 students at Nazarbayev University. And GEC was founded 3 years after establishment of the university in 2012. And the first students entered this master's and PhD programs in 2013. The main idea of the GEC and main aim is becoming world-class center for teaching and research on education. That's why all our master's and PhD programs are focused mainly on the research part. For now, GEC is working on 8 years. We have 36 faculty members from all over the world. We have around 500 graduates and around 200 students currently. We are quite a small school in comparison with other schools at Nazarbayev University. So each school at Nazarbayev University has its own strategic partners. At GEC, we have 2 of them. It's University of Cambridge in UK and University of Pennsylvania in US. What was the collaboration? What is the aim of the collaboration with partner universities? Mainly, it's the establishment of the school, and also nowadays we work on different research projects with the faculty members and administration of these 2 universities, and also they work with the GEC and renew overall on the quality assurance of the programs. Let's talk about the campus facility. So here's 3 small pictures of the university dormitory on campus. On the pre-COVID days, it was around 80% of the students were living on campus because we have a pretty good number of dormitory and rooms for the students offered. And you can see the pictures. Usually we have double occupancy for the master programs and single occupancy rooms for the PhD students. While you are a master student, you are expected to pay around $80, which is around 30,000 tenge per semester, and semester usually lasts for 4-5 months. And as a PhD student, you are expected to pay around 90,000 tenge, which is around $232. And also, while being a student at university, you also will be able to access the university campus and the facilities. We have very comfy and very silent study rooms in the library. We also have the campus facility as a sports center, which now has a swimming pool, very good one. But unfortunately, at the current stage, at the moment, all athletic center is closed because of the pandemic. So hereby, I'm introducing today the academic programs of the GEC. It's 2 main master programs, educational leadership and multilingual education, and also its PhD in education program. Within educational leadership program, we have 3 tracks, which is 3 specializations: higher education, school education, and inclusive education. Now I will talk a bit about each program separately. About master program in educational leadership. As I said, it has 3 specializations. So while you will be applying to the program, you need to choose only one of them while applying through the admissions. The target students of this program are usually the individuals who are working. Because of the flexible schedule of the program, it may give you a chance to work and study at the same time. We call this mode low residency program, although it's a full-time program. So low residency means you will be visiting campus for short-term intensive sessions. Other than that, you will study on the distance learning. So the intensive teaching example are like this. So pre-COVID days, it was 4 times when the students visited campus for intensive sessions. First year, you visited in August for 3 weeks, in October 2 weeks, February and May. But now during the COVID, we use block scheduling. So you can see in the first semester, the block scheduling was like this because each main course has its own time period to do the classes. And it was pre-agreed with the students and faculty that the schedule is more of flexibility for the students during the online learning. So at the moment, we also study from distance learning. We teach students online, but we don't know what will be the case for the fall semester, the upcoming fall semester. So here is an example of some of the core courses and elective courses in the educational leadership program. We have academic English, academic Kazakh courses. Here is a small asterisk in the academic English course. Based on the level of the knowledge of the speaker of the student, surely the level of the Kazakh language will be differentiated. Education context and reform in Kazakhstan, introduction to educational leadership, research methods, internship project, and learning to work. This is not the full list of the program courses for the core courses, but some of the examples. And here we see the examples of the elective courses. While you are in the educational leadership program, you have elective courses to choose. So first 2 courses are the electives for higher education program, applying to educational leadership in Kazakhstan, transformation of higher education in Eurasia post-Soviet states. The next 2 courses, electives for the school education program, school improvement and effectiveness, student discourse and argumentation series, practices and policies. And the last 2 courses are the examples of the elective courses for the inclusive education program. Curriculum design, perspectives on addressing barriers to teaching and learning, inclusive education policy perspectives. That was about the education leadership program. Let's talk about the MA Multilingual Education Program at GEC. This is a second program at GEC, and it's also 2-year full residency program, meaning students in the pre-COVID days again were expected to live on campus to do the program. And the purpose of this program is not to teach you how to teach the language, but develop a student capacity for research and leadership relevant to the needs of increasingly multilingual educational contexts, nationally and internationally. For instance, in Kazakhstan, we use trilingual policy while the Kazakh and the Russian are the main working state languages. The English is a third introduced language in the country. So the education system is changing a bit by introducing English languages in different levels of education sphere in Kazakhstan. That's why the multilingual education is very, very of urgent importance in our country. So here is an example of some of the core and elective courses in the MA program: Advanced English for Education Professionals, Foundations of Multilingual Education, Introduction to Linguistics, Multilingual Society, and Multilingual School. Also, there are a number of elective courses in this program. And let me talk briefly about the admission statistics to the master's programs from the very beginning, from 2013. You see 3 lines in this table. The blue lines shows the number of applicants who apply every year to GEC, to the master's program. You remember there are 3 specializations: higher education, inclusive education, school education, and multilingual education programs. And the orange color represents the number of expected students, the number of the scholarships that are given to our school, and the gray color represent the number of admitted students to the school. While we have still, let's see the number for 2020, there were 86 state grants or scholarships given for our school for the master's programs, although we've been selecting only 71 students. Which means we are not selecting or getting all the students just to fulfill the number of scholarships and seats at the school, but we are rigorously admitting very highly competitive students to the program. PhD in education. It's very highly competitive in terms of admissions program. It's a full-time 4-year program at GSE. It was developed in collaboration with the University of Cambridge and Pennsylvania, the strategic partners of the GSE. And it took 4 years for the student to finish this program. Key features of the PhD program. It's very innovative program that meets international standards in rigor, quality, and relevance. It draws up on best international practices because it was set up in the collaboration with best, let's say, education universities in the world. And also it's supported by the strong learning resources at NU, GEC, and partner universities. Also, collaboration in terms of the joint supervision. Each PhD student at GEC are expected to have at least 3 thesis supervisors, dissertation supervisors, while the first 2, like main supervisor and co-supervisor, comes from the GEC. There is also 1 partner supervisor, which comes from the partner universities. So whether it's a UCAM or UPenn, it depends on the research focus of the student. Also, it's a good opportunity to work and learn and develop as an independent researcher. Here's the main stages of the PhD program at GEC. First 2 years, the student will be solely dedicated all his or her time to the in-depth understanding of the concepts and theories and practices in the field of your specialization and research methods. And in the year 2 and semester 1, student will have qualifying examinations. If the student is failed at these examinations, there will be second chance to do this examination. If still there will be very less progress of the student passing this examination, then at this moment, students is asked to leave the program. So the program is very rigorous in this term. Also, in the third year, student will develop research proposal and will do the research proposal defense. Then it's the fieldwork data collection, thesis examination by internal and external examiners, and thesis defense. Here is an example of some of the core courses at the PhD program. We don't have any electives at the PhD program. And here's the admission statistics of the PhD program. As you see, the blue color represents number of applicants who apply to the program every year, and the orange color is the enrollment. Usually we accept around 10 students per year. And here you can see the student profiles of the GEC if you think what are the GEC students are like them. So the average age for the master program is usually 26, 27, very young students, let's say freshmen who came right after the undergrad degree or who worked for 1-2 years in the workplace. And for the PhD students, we have more mature students in the PhD program. You can see also average age, average IELTS score for each program, and also average work experience. So every applicant who applying to the GEC are expected to have at least 1 or 2 years of work experience. So our students come from different regions of Kazakhstan, not only nationally, but international students as well. So nowadays we have students from Turkmenistan, Russia, USA, South Africa, Japan, Kyrgyzstan, China, Mongolia, Ghana, and Kenya. So if you ask me the question, why in NUGEC, then I will reply in this several items because it's a rigorous, relevant research focus at PhD and master programs. It has very research active faculty who are doing their research and do publications every year in very good scholarly journals. It's a state grants for local students for education and international full scholarships for international students. It's a monthly stipend for the master programs in the amount of 125,000 tenge per month. And for PhD students, it's 150,000 tenge per month. And also students, PhD students are usually offered this research assistantship, research allowance in the amount of 260,000 tenge per month. It's also conferences, workshops, and other academic and extracurricular activities at the NU and in other parts of the world, because GEC offers funding for the students to participate in conferences and present their papers. Great school facilities, as I've shown in the beginning, library and sports center, and more than 190 student clubs. If you are very eager to participate in different social events at the university level. So I'm coming to the point where I will introduce about the application process. If you wonder what documents you need to collect before you apply to GEC, it's online application form in the platform. You go to the website admissions.enu.edu.kz, you register as an applicant and you will find an online application form there. It's also evidence of appropriate previous degrees. If you're applying to the master program, it's expected that you will have already the undergraduate program. If you're applying to the PhD program, then it's expected that you have already the undergraduate and master program as well. Evidence of English proficiency, motivation letter, we call statement of purpose, research proposal only for the PhD applicants, not for the master's ones, curriculum, your CV, 2 years of work experience expected for the PhD applicants, and for the masters, it could be only 1 year of work experience, and recommendation letters. In the master program, we expect 2 recommendation letters, while in the PhD, we expect 3 letters. There are more people joining us. So here is the English language requirements to apply to the programs. For the master program, we expect the minimum IELTS of 6.7, while in the PhD, we expect 7.0. We don't have any pre-PhD program preparation for the PhD programs, but we have pre-master program for the master programs. I will talk about it briefly in the next slide. But there are the cases when the student is waived to submit the IELTS certificate. If you are graduate of some universities where the official language of communication was English, let's say you are the graduate from the UK university, US, Australia, or any other country, or you are a graduate of the program which was solely taught in English, or the applicant is a graduate of Nazarbayev University, because in the Nazarbayev University, we have the programs all in English. So what is a NUZYP program? NUZYP program is a Nazarbayev University 0-year program. The aim is to accept the students whose language is not the best and below the admission requirements, but not below the point that 5.5 for the overall IELTS band. And all the rest of the documents will be good enough. So the personal statement and other GPA and everything will be okay except the language. Then the students are expected to fulfill this NUZYP program for 1 year. The length is 1 academic year, 2 semesters. There are also scholarship opportunities to do this program. The application period is the same as for the master and PhD programs. For now, all the programs are accepting students, and the last deadline to accept the application will be April 30, 2021. So in 2 months. If you are interested in the NUZYP program, please see the contact email nuzyipadmissions.enu.edu.kz, and you can contact them. Here I have some information about the PhD research proposal, but let's skip it. If there will be some people interested in this slide, I can send it after the webinar. Here's some GEC alumni statistics. As I've said in the beginning, for now we have around 500 alumni from GEC. Mainly 68% of them are working professionals, 31% of them either on maternity leave or studying further on the postdoc program or PhD program, and 1% are seeking employment. Here's the statistics of alumni. So where GEC alumni continue their education. It's University of Cambridge, Minnesota, University of Texas, the Education University of Hong Kong, University of Glasgow, Eötvös Loránd Budapest University in Hungary, University of Auckland in New Zealand, Nazarbayev University, and more. Where our alumni currently work in different organizations, which logo you can see in this slide. And here is information about the contact details of GEC. You can find us on the Facebook, Instagram, and the GEC has YouTube channel where we post usually recordings of the webinar sessions on different topics. And here is the email and phone number of GEC school. So thank you for your attention. Now I'm open for any questions you have. Let me stop sharing this presentation. Yes, now Aysulou Ibrahimova.
Yeah. Hello, Aidana. Thank you very much for this presentation. It was quite informative, and I hope that it will be useful too. I have a question. If I already have financial aid from our government in master degree, but in other university,